It started with a city above and a city below. One bleached by the sun, weathered and decayed. The other held wonders and artifacts of life before the fractured void. Your adventure is called forward with a simple call for aid. What path you choose will shape how the story is told. Will your path lead you into the mist and forest, or have you delved into the ruined city of Byway, searching for ancient artifacts and ciphers? Will you grow close to those who live in the city, or strive for power?
Gosh, I am still so proud of that intro video, y'all. Hi, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Numenera, Stars in the Stone. I am so excited to have y'all here tonight. Tonight we are embarking on episode 5 of this wonderful, weird science adventure, and we already have a party pet, so you know it can't be going bad yet. If this is your first time on the channel, hi, everybody. This is a charity channel. I donate all of my Twitch income to the trevorproject.org every single time I receive a payout, and we are halfway there as of last week. So thank you, everybody, for helping us inch closer to that payout. Also, if you would like to affect our game, you can affect our game with your bits and your subs during the show. You can look down in the About Me section and see all the different neat things you can gift us. If you cannot do that and you don't want to affect the game financially, that's fine. We get it. It's tough out there for a whole lot of people. Just hang out with us while we're live or during any of the other TTRPG streams that we got going on, and you can accrue channel points. And with those channel points, you can also do some neat things. That is all in the About Me section as well for you. If you would like to support the show financially, you can go to TheHypeGoblin.com and check out our merch store, where we have all of these lovely characters for sale as stickers, as well as going to rookandtheraven.com to purchase yourself a modular notebook. Normally, I have one of the 2 that I own to hold up during this portion, but I'm now realizing that I left them on the bookshelf, and I'm not going to go dig them out right now. But they are a wonderful, wonderful friend of the channel and of me as well, and they are very kind to be supporting us. If you would like to purchase the tarot cards that we're going to be using to predict the weather, they're from Weird Works. You can also go there and use code HypeGoblin to get $5 off your purchase. And that will help us run more shows like these on the channel while we raise some money for some really neat causes. Stick around after the show. We'll be talking about some more neat causes that we all love to talk about. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and launch us into our intros. Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah. I use she, her pronouns. Tonight, I will be playing Clever Jack, who is our Clever Jack. I reached real deep for the name on that one.
All right, I'll follow up that bit of deep lore. I'm Velvet. Dark greetings, and thank you so much for joining us. I'll be playing Ashlot, they, them, who is the resident robot Amazon.
Hey, everybody. It's me, Sarah, or Sir Hecklot. Either one. Whichever you want to call me at this point. Tonight I'm playing Verdia Croyle, the clever glint who entertains, and despite having a lot of questions answered, the questions seem to have just divided like the heads of a hydra into more questions, so we're just gonna see what happens.
Hi everyone, I'm Emma or Saracen, depending on where you found me. I'll be playing Hyacinth Abra, the Nano who is actually here this week, although I am still on vacation and fighting some tech goblins, so if you see me wink out of existence, no you didn't.
And I'm Jen. I will be taking you through the world of Numenera with my wonderful players, and I'm excited for all of you to be here. And thank you for the redemption of the artifacts, redemption of oddities. Let's clip those out of the way. Sarah, without an H, Clever Jack, you get a second artifact. All my players get rewarded an additional artifact today because I want to. No nefarious reasons behind it, I promise. And for the oddity, Chrysicon, who's that going to? Da, da, da. Oh, Clever Jack got the oddity. Who gets the artifact then?
You can roll for it if you'd like.
Sir Heckalot, make sure you hydrate. We got that redemption in, but I'll roll for it. Why not? Roll 1d4. Sarah with an H, you get an oddity.
Ooh.
It's a cigarette that emits light. Sure. That's an oddity we're having today. And Ashalot will get you an additional oddity. How's that? Ashalot, will get a panel that makes your fingertips change colors. Nice. All right.
I dig it.
The difference between artifacts and oddities in Numenera is that oddities cannot impact the world. They are just something fun that the players can have. And artifacts are something that can impact the world but have a limited or one-time use. Ciphers are very powerful items such as guns, weapons, and armor, or something that can impact and change the world. So those are fun. We are having fun with those things, and we're going to dive into the world a bit more. So, as a recap, we will start with this. Chapter 5. The fields were on fire. Seeking the help of Tamsin, the party is led to meet the overcity of the city, She Who Speaks. She Who Speaks answers in half-truths to the party, but never lies to them. From there, they go to see Nate, crash his dinner, much to his chagrin, and they talk and share a meal. They dive deeper into more riddles, more mysteries, and realizing that the star that they have held memories of things not of their own, something that glimpsed far back into the past of the Fifth Age. The fields burned, their amber grains, sands broke under the weight of reality shifting, all part of the shared memory of the group. Collectively, along with Nate, they agreed to decrypt the data cube that were given to them by She Who Speaks. And with that, the party breaks and goes back into shelter to rest for the night. Who knows what the morning will bring? Now, make sure you mark your long rest, which is a 10-hour rest on your sheet. It will recover your data or ciphers or whatever you use, your health mostly that you will need, and will bring you back into the city of Averfell below. Now, I believe you're all in Clever Jack's home, resting with the doors that are walls and walls that are doors, and with a collection of little lizards that you get from various drinks, if I recall. And after a fun night out, probably with a hangover, quite extensively by many of you, you find yourselves waking in the morning.
Yes, we did establish last week that Jack is apparently a prolific drinker. She's gonna add her new lizard.
Everybody was shocked.
Look. She's gonna add her new lizard miniature to her collection on her bookshelf. Which I'd like to think this is the equivalent of a poorly constructed IKEA bookshelf. Like, it's a little too wobbly, but miraculously everything stays.
As Bethesda would say, it's a feature, not a bug.
Exactly. Adds character.
Todd Howard, don't sue me.
So, everybody up? Hey, Hyacin, come on, wake up.
Unfortunately, has your apartment always been so bright?
Yes, maybe. You don't drink much, do you?
Not really. Mostly a social drinker. Really casual.
Right. Okay. Hang on. I have something for you. And Jack is going to go and mix up some pickle juice and cayenne pepper and hand it to you. And here you go. Get your writer's rein.
She picks it up. Well, probably sniffs it, realizes it smells awful, then just kind of looks at you. You're just nodding and
It's the equivalent of like a large shot. So you can just
okay.
shotgun it.
Yeah, she'll like plug her nose and drink it. Ugh.
See? I bet you feel better already.
Jury's still out on that, but I'll let you know.
All right. Well, you deliberate. Hyacin! Good morning.
Do you have to shout?
I don't have to. I just thought it'd be nice.
That's a word. Just give me some space to remember that the world exists.
Jack's gonna get down right next to Hyacinth's ear and whisper, "The world does not exist. We are all members of a simulation. The lizard people have won." And then go back to the others.
Can I sleep in the simulation?
Nope, you gotta get up. Come on.
Yeah, and they will kind of begrudgingly get up.
Oh, my characters are always a menace and I'm living for it.
We love it.
So, did we all go on like a techno acid trip last night, or was that just the alcohol? Because I can't honestly remember.
No, Ken confirmed the acid trip.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good.
I mean, some of it might be the alcohol as well. I don't know how much you had, but
Yes.
that bit happened.
All right. Well, what time did Nate say that we needed to be back there today? Today is tomorrow. Tomorrow is today.
He might have said early.
What time is it?
Early.
Feels early.
Good for us. Should we head that way? Do you all need breakfast? Do you all need a greasy cheeseburger with an egg on top?
I mean, if we have the time, I wouldn't be too opposed to it, but we do have some things to do today.
I got a guy. We can pick one up on the way.
You got a burger guy?
I got a burger guy. Best burger guy in town. Opens early. Might just be for me.
Are you sure he's open and this isn't just somebody whose kitchen you steal from?
No, I would not steal from Joe. Mainly because the last person who stole from Joe lost their arm.
Wow.
He didn't take their arm, but they lost it like right after. So I feel like that's like some bad mojo right there. Probably
Wow.
shouldn't do it. But
I
Joe's
was
cool.
worried that's where the burger meat came from for a sec.
Yeah. Ooh. Nah. Nah, it tastes like beef. I think it's fine.
I mean, so do most things if you cook them right.
That's true. I once had a burger made entirely of beans and it tasted like beef.
Huh.
It was very unsettling. Very good. But once I found out what was in it, it was very unsettling.
There's a persistent knocking at your door.
I don't want to
Two
open
mornings
it.
in a row, huh?
I swear, if it's that little kid from the Declisians again, oh, I'm gonna need more than a burger. Okay. Jack's going to begrudgingly get up and go answer her door.
As you enter the door, it pushes open and you see the tall, lanky form of Nate, his hair curly, bright red, as he steps in, holding what looks to be a monstrosity of machine parts. I got bored.
Did you sleep?
No,
Did you bring food?
it's back at my house. I just assumed you'd already be there.
Yeah, we were on our way there. Why'd you come here?
I got bored.
It's 5 a.m. How early do you get up?
I get up at 4:30.
How bored did you get in half an hour?
Exceptionally.
You
Okay.
need a hobby.
I have 3, and one of them's running my shop, the other one's baking, and the third is bothering you lot. Now let's go. As he kind of turns around, sweeps out of the room.
I knew he liked us.
Same.
Here's the thing, you don't bother the people that you don't like, you bother the ones you do like.
Well, shall we?
Yeah, let's go. We will follow him on out.
As you follow him out, you see Nate kind of gather what looks to be a bunch of bioluminescent mushrooms and stuff them into his pocket that sits in the front of his lapeled, really nice tweed jacket. And he kind of turns to all of you and says, they have good medicinal properties, as he kind of shifts and wanders away.
Knew you wouldn't come down there just for us. It's all about the mushrooms.
Guilty. Anyways, my house is being watched. I am so glad you brought so much trouble to my shop.
Look, you hired us.
Yeah,
Technically, you brought the trouble to us. Are we being watched? Are people watching us here?
We're hard to miss. Or I am.
That's true. You are exceptionally gorgeous.
Beautiful people aside. We'll be working in my basement. Don't go touching things I don't want you to touch, and don't go wandering where you shouldn't wander. And if you do, I will make sure you never see the light of day again.
Oh, fine.
I mean, don't we already not see it down here?
I'll make doubly sure you never see it.
Fair enough.
If your house is being watched, is your basement not in your house?
Well, technically it is, but they can't get in unless I permit them to get in. Being a cipher dealer on the side does have its benefits.
You know what that tracks.
Yes. Anyways, I made a bunch of little nice rolls for everybody. I made, he pauses. It's going to be lost on you. Bread, butter, and jam. But it's nice.
Why is that going to be lost on us?
Because the original language is lost on you. You don't. He kind of pauses and throws up his hands. Anyways.
What does language have to do with eating?
I made you also a very nice sweet treat. It's kind of like a shaved ice cream. Ice. It's quite delicate. And a biscotti. Lots of them. I baked a lot.
Excellent. We're making a stop on the way. We gotta see Joe.
Fine. You see him kind of turn his nose up and head towards Joe. Joe's fine, but lacks subtlety in his food.
We're not going for Ashenville Iron Chef here.
As he kind of flicks his hand and goes up to the stall and stands outside of it. Hurry up. It's not
Okay.
like I made you a nice spread or anything.
Yeah, Mr. Fancy Pants. Jack will go up to the vendor stall and order. How many of us are there? There's 4. Order 6 burgers so that Crocodile can have one as well.
Dog?
As you order 6 burgers, a short and stout, very rotund man comes out and he kind of looks up at you and says, "All right,
What's up, Joe?
doing all right. Burgers?
6 of them.
All right.
With eggs on top. And that special
Scrambled?
sauce. No.
All
Why
right.
would, no, you don't scramble the egg on top. You do it so the yolk is runny and it just drips all over the place. You know how I like my burger. Come on.
He gives a mischievous smile. I do. As he kind of turns around and slaps a bunch of burgers together and wraps them in a wrapper you're pretty sure is not going to hold up, but nonetheless.
Thanks, Joe.
Of course, one shin for my favorite customer.
Yeah, that's me. Jack says as she passes out the burgers and pays. She'll actually pay him too. She likes Joe.
He slides it away and says, "Have fun. About 5 ass in the morning."
Gotta get here before the crowd. You'll be packed in 30 minutes. See you later.
I know. He waves and you see him. He has a very large prep line already set up for the day.
So what do y'all think is going to be on this cube?
At this point, I think anything. Like, we've seen a lot at this point.
Probably more about that fire.
Yeah.
Or the wall doors, door walls.
Could be.
I hope it's not more about the walls that are doors than the doors that are walls. I honestly think that I've met my limit. I don't think that I can comprehend anything further about this conundrum. I'm also still very scared to go to sleep in my apartment because there's so many walls that could be doors.
Nate gives you all a very strange look as he's holding his burger. He hasn't eaten it. Right. Yeah, and he kind of shoves it towards Crocodog's mouth and lets go as the tiny black hole devours it, and he heads towards his shop.
Why'd you get 6 of these anyway? Ashlot doesn't eat, and I already had 9 biscotti while that guy wasn't looking.
For Crocodile.
Yeah. I mean, just because Ashlot can't eat doesn't mean that I shouldn't offer food. Like, it's just nice. And also, Crocodile can eat anything and not get bigger. So, bonus of having a little black hole.
It's concerning you're carrying a black hole around on your persons.
We do
all
lots
right.
of concerning things.
Yeah. Just remember, if anything happens to us, the black hole gets let loose. Then you
He's
got a
well
real problem.
behaved. Yeah, he listens to us. That's why he's well behaved.
Well, yeah, but it's not a threat if we say that he's well behaved. It's like when you
Well,
have
that's
an
what-
actual
that's-
dog and someone asks you if it bites and you just look them dead in the eye and say only on command with a straight face and then walk away.
Exactly. And then we're the ones keeping him well behaved.
To be fair,
That's
I don't know that he's so much behaved as is just kind of deeply irrelevant.
Shh, he'll hear you.
I tried gazing into his eyes last night and they're really vacuous. I can't tell if he's incredibly wise or if there's just nothing there.
I've met people like that.
Yeah, I have to.
You're all my favorite group, as Nate opens his shop
We're
and
your
steps
only
inside.
group.
Sure,
Apparently, the
right.
other one died.
Well, that's not my fault.
Favorite by default.
Yeah.
Anyways, down in the basement, behind the desk, past the kitchen. Do not touch my kitchen supplies.
Alrighty then. Jack will give him whatever the equivalent is of a military salute in this world and march on down.
Very
And the
good.
sister salute.
Takes you down into a basement. It has a noticeable degree cooler effect to it, as most basements do. And he kind of steps in and walks behind a desk and lays down his amalgamation of machine parts and sits them down heavily on this desk. Right. Don't go in the back rooms. There's an electrical charge for the building. It will shock you if you don't have the right equipment. The other room is for me. But this room you can play around in, as he gestures to what looks to be a makeshift lab. Has a fireplace, a couch, what looks to be a sundial of sorts, fans and various ciphers and artifacts littered about. And what you see to be a kit-bashed equivalent of what would be a data cipher, something that interprets data cubes, kind of sitting in the middle. And he kind of nods to the parts he has on his desk. I can't figure out the last few bits, but I got this in at 3 a.m, so I'm quite excited.
Ooh, we can take a look.
By all means. Be careful.
Careful is my middle name.
And as you do that, Clever Jack, I would say, Viridia, you have the ability to suss out danger. Would you roll that for me, please?
Yes, we're gonna give that a shot. First roll of the night. Oh boy.
I feel like you're implying that we're in some kind of zone of danger.
Oh, that's a 20.
Very nice. I'll type that to you as the rest of your group figures out this. Ashalot, there's a lot of good things you can poke around in, and you see some things from the south you are quite familiar with that Nate seems to have collected over the years.
I'd like to take a look.
Yeah, by all means.
Jack is gonna ask for Hyacinth's help, and I'm trained in all tasks involving machines. Does that count for kit bashing them together?
I would say it would help lower it by 1, and if the Hyacinth helps you, it will lower it by 2.
Okay.
Because this is while you are proficient in it, it is a bunch of machinery parts, and you'll have to take your time to figure out what Nate has done to all these machines.
Okay. I'm also gonna spend 1 from my pool to up my chances. What's the difficulty gonna be?
The difficulty is going to be a 5.
And that's lowered by 2 for Hyacinth and the machine affinity?
Yep.
Okay, so that drops it to 3, which is demanding.
Mm-hmm.
Added 1 effort. Success!
Very nice. All right. So walk me through this, how you and Hyacinth do this as I type this out to Viridia.
You got a Phillips head screwdriver?
Yeah. I'll have something you could use for that, and just start rooting around in their satchel and just bringing out all kinds of tools.
Cool. Because I think
You would know what about half of them do.
I think if we ratchet this in a little tighter, and then we connect those wires over there, and that tubey looking part over there should be for kind of like a cooling type thing. I think that goes over here. Oh, I didn't mean to pry that off. Let's just put that back on. And do you see any washers over here? This bolt needs a washer on it.
No, it doesn't. These are expandable ones. If you just kind of,
Oh, really?
yeah, just give us
Okay.
that and just kind of poke the screwdriver into it, and it kind of
Okay.
resizes.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. And with a few turns, she's just going to look it over, and I think we got it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's gonna do as much as it ever would.
As you examine that, Ashalot, you notice that there are some historical documents on the bookshelf, particularly of the South and the southern cities. And you would note that there is a mention of a city to the south, the one you came from, and it has some sparse historical details. It's an older book and not as much as written into it, but it seems fairly accurate. It's more of an overview, like places to see or a tourist guide, more or less. And you see the translation of a common formed language and a more cybernetic language side by side. And it seems to say, visit the high tower in the far south of this city if you want to see the gardens of the beautiful red spurs. And it's things like that.
Cool. I flipped through it just for nostalgia's sake while folks are focusing on the machine.
Anything you'd like to do, Faridia, as they're shifting this machine about? Nate's watching with a cup of espresso, breakfast displayed before all of you. He's eating some of it, but he's more curious as to how the machine is being put together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think Verdia doesn't know too much about like putting the machine or like together, like any of the technical stuff. So she'll probably just be like, if any of the other group members ask her to like hold something, she'll hold something or whatever they need her to do. There's probably just gonna continue to keep a bead on Nate. Be like, Cheryl, you're all right. That's your second cup of coffee. I know you didn't sleep. There isn't a super rush to play this data cube. We can revisit it if you're not feeling up to it.
Oh, this is actually my 10th cup of coffee today.
You all the more reason for concern, friend.
Don't worry about it. I remember a year or so back when I had a rush of artifacts come into my store. I was literally up all day. This is nothing.
All right. I mean, the offer still stands until we start playing that thing.
I appreciate it.
As she kind of turns away, and she makes sure that like her facial expression is nowhere near where Nate can see, and just kind of gives like very meaningful glances to the rest of the group.
Hyacinth. I think Verdia's into you. She keeps making eyes over here.
Go back to the machine.
I'm just saying. can tell you what kind of drink she liked.
Hardly the time. But later, sure.
Jack is street smart, but interpersonal relationship, she does not understand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
with-
meanwhile, Hyacinth has absolutely got what Viridia is actually trying to say.
Knew he would. I knew I could count on you.
Let's see. Bump that up. And the machine is put together really nicely. You, Clever Jack, and Hyacinth managed to kind of kit bash it a bit further with this makeshift monstrosity before you. And as far as you're concerned, yeah, it's definitely going to work.
All right. Who wants to do the honors?
Heck, the player actually doesn't
without even
know like
saying
who has
anything.
it. Like,
Hyacinth and I
okay.
do. But I assume we're all just standing around.
mhm.
Yeah, without even saying anything, Hyacinth is absolutely just going to
Oh.
start it up.
All right. Audio 1 will be played for my players.
All right.
Ooh.
Here you go, chat. Enjoy.
Who are you?
Dr. Emily Winston, a researcher for the Botanical Way City.
Hello, Dr. Winston. I am Rage, and I am so happy to meet you.
And we're back.
The audio dies down, and you hear the voice of Rage for the first time. Nate kind of leans forward with his espresso in hand and says, "Not what I expected, but very nice. Handsome, I bet."
They sound like they have a voice for radio.
Charming. What do you make of it?
Well, we already knew that they knew each other, right?
Well, this sounds nice, doesn't it?
It sounds like an introduction.
There's a pop as the data cube stumbles over itself, and an additional audio seems to be played forward. And audio 2 will be pushed forward.
Oh, here we go.
Dr. Winston, why not bring Helix 4 into your city? He would do much good and help advance your people.
Do you really think people are ready for Helix 4? We barely have the SWS system up and running, and people are already suspicious of that. We can change the world in small steps, Rage.
Why small steps? Why not something bigger? People can adjust, can they not?
In small progressive steps, maybe.
What if the big steps would save them?
Let's put this to rest. You and I can talk about it more later. All right?
Pardon us, chat, while the cast listens.
And the audio fades away.
What were they talking about? Did that make sense to any of you?
Not at the
Yeah.
moment. I think I'll have to think about it.
All right. Well, they disagreed about something. Seems like that much is clear.
We saw how that ended.
Did we, though?
Well, we didn't see it, but we vaguely know about it just based on what he's wanted for.
Oh, that's true. That's true. All right, well, doesn't really give us much to go on. I was kind of hoping that there would be like a, my name is Rage, come meet me here at the whatever of whatever month at high noon or something. You know, something like, why don't the people you're looking for ever just like leave a convenient trail of breadcrumbs or just like a blatant note? Just tack it to my door.
Because then nobody would pay you to look for them.
That's true. I didn't think about that. So what's next?
Could go back into the tunnels. Nate kind of sets his coffee down.
Right, the big spooky scary door.
The big, yeah, spooky scary door.
Waldor.
The wall door. Fork.
Work.
I still need that cipher, and I'm still paying you to recover something for me.
It sounds like
Well,
anything
back
else that we
into
might
the
find is going to be down there anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Well, instead of going where you were before, why not go into the old city? After all, the byway kind of taps towards the machine was mentioned.
What do we know about the old city?
The old city, in general, you know that it was an extension of the Averfell before it kind of collapsed and diverged into the above and below. And the byway was largely scientifically driven, came about during the Third and Fourth Age, and vanished around the end of the Fifth Age. Much of the city did disappear when the divergence happened between the Fifth and Sixth Age.
I mean, that seems excessively dangerous. I mean, does anyone even go there anymore?
Rail seekers.
Sure. What do you all think?
I think the places no one goes are some of the most interesting places to go.
It's true. Also some of the most dangerous.
I mean, yeah, but those usually go together.
This is true.
Yeah, wasn't that supposed to be the fun part?
You know, yes, but I like to know what kind of danger I'm gonna be in. The unknown is a little too... Ugh.
Fair enough.
I mean, you'll never know it if you don't go down there.
This is true. We should definitely pack food this time. I should probably buy some medical supplies.
Probably.
When you say medical supplies, do you actually mean medical supplies or more explosives that you're going to somehow claim are medicinally important?
I mean, technically, you could use them to cauterize a wound if necessary, but I don't recommend that. But no, I actually meant some bandages. I was going to get some with cats on them.
That sounds like a much better idea, and later we have to have a talk about what cauterize means. Because I think the word you're looking for there is enlarge.
No, you can use the black powder to like. I'll show you later. Anyways, okay. Food, medical supplies. What else do we need?
A map.
A map. Ooh, does our map know about the old city?
Possibly.
Nate, do you know about the old city?
I never leave the city myself, so no.
Rats. I was hoping we could
I
use your
hire
memories.
people to go look for me.
Okay. Where should we find a map?
You think the
have one?
sisters have a map?
Oh, the sisters might have a map. We could go talk to my new best friend Tamsin and see if they have a map.
Are they your best friend, or are they simply using you for information?
I mean, what's the difference?
I mean, that's what we're
Mhm.
using them for.
Yeah. Technically, it's just a typical conversation if you also include drinks. So,
Just casual conversation about cartography.
yeah. Information exchange is the basis for the social structure of most civilizations. So,
Right, get out of my shop and go do what you need to do.
hi.
All right.
Maybe if you slept in a little, you wouldn't be so cranky pants. Jack will leave.
He picks up his espresso and turns it very neatly on his saucer. Reminds you much of what Tamsin has done with their tea or coffee. So, where are you going?
Is this after we're like out of the shop?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think Viridia would start like speaking up a little bit more after like we're a decent ways away from the shop. Just be like, I don't know about y'all, but I think we should be just a little bit cautious about where Nate's trying to get us to go locationally. Something's off.
I mean, everything's been off since we all met, but that was partially my fault for trying to steal from you. I'm sorry. Divide and conquer? Library and Tamsin? Or should we just go to the library first and maybe just find what we need there? I really shouldn't be the one to speak to the librarian this time.
We can try the library, and if we can't find anything else or there's gaps missing, we can try to fill them out other places.
Yeah, I mean, the library seems less likely for us to run up some kind of debt.
You say that, but I wonder if I should even set foot in the library.
Where are the skies?
Where can I get a mustache at 5 a.m? Jack will ponder this as we walk through the city.
You walk through the city and eventually find yourselves outside of the great library that it's quiet. It's closed. It's 5:30 a.m.
Well, we tried. Guess we can't go in. Shucks.
Seems a little uncharacteristic of you. If we can't go in, you're not at all curious? Or looking at maybe other doors? We know like there are things that are lots of doors.
Look, I am very curious, but my fee has gone up since the last time I talked to the librarian, and let me tell you, I have enough to pay the fine, but I don't want to.
Is there anyone watching us right now?
Make me an intelligence/perception check. The difficulty is 2. What number did you get?
8.
8. All right. As far as you're concerned, nobody's watching you.
I'll just pry the doors open with like a quick yank.
All right, make me a strength roll. Difficulty is 1.
Oh no.
Roll a 3.
Okay. With a... If you wish to take an XP for GM intrusion.
Always.
All right. You can take your XP, and with a loud clang as the metal doors are ripped off of the library, cause a ricocheting sound in the echoing area of this neighborhood that you've rightfully disturbed. A few lights go on in various houses, and somebody pokes their head outside the door to see what's going on, but they don't see you immediately. They will if you linger outside the door.
No, I'm not a loiterer.
I will rush in.
Breaking and entering, I can abide. Loitering, I cannot.
To heaven to roll, thank you so much for the raid. Hi, everybody. Hi, Robin
Hello,
and
hello.
Ollie.
Dash inside the library, broken doors kind of thrown off their hinges, and the darkness of this ancient archive greets you. The smell of books and leather greets you. Your senses are assaulted by dust and wood. And where would you like to go?
Why did we decide to abandon subtlety all of 3 seconds in?
I am literally incapable of subtlety.
You know what? That is fair. I'm going to go find the records for the overdue fees. I'll be back.
Yeah. As everyone picks a productive direction, I would like to try to put the doors back as best as possible and try to barricade it with something. Just bios those extra few hot seconds before somebody comes in.
Make me an intelligence roll. This is to reconfigure the badly bent doors.
I mean, you don't have to throw badly in there. You know, they're just bent doors, casual bent doors.
Oh, hey, you did it.
That was another 3 in.
Okay. Good enough, you think?
Now something tells me we don't have too much time. Let's get to looking at whatever we need to. And any suggestions of like what we want to be looking up first, given what we just heard?
Probably
So we'll want...
looking for a map, maybe.
Yeah, a map, like maybe anything about Helix 4, just because like we've met one of the Helices. I don't remember if it was 4 or not. I have to look back in my notes. But yes,
Yeah,
it was Helix 4. There might be something about that, like anything that could hint at like why it was wanted to be brought into the city. But yeah, I think out of those, it's kind of the 2 things.
Right. You can find a history of the old worlds, of the old cities in the historical sections. Maps would be in the archives in the back, and anything on book fees would be behind the librarian's desk in a secure locked box.
I would like to try and... Does anyone here have lockpicking as a skill?
I mean, I can pry open a lock, but we've seen where that's getting us.
I would like for Jack to attempt to pick the lock.
Okay. The difficulty will be 3.
Okay. Where did I put my sheet? Okay. Is this an intellect roll or a speed
This
roll?
will be a speed roll because it has to deal with dexterity.
Okay. Do I have anything? Interactions involving lies. Assessing danger. I'm not good at studying. Okay. And I don't think any of my ciphers help me with this either. No. Okay. All right. We're just gonna... Let's rip the Band-Aid off. What was the difficulty?
3.
How much?
3.
3? Okay. All right. Submit that. I'm going to put... No, I'm not going to put effort towards the roll because I think it's really funny if I fail. Yep. That's a fail.
Okay.
I rolled a 2 for those listening at home.
Meridia, where are you going?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure exactly where she would look to look at more things about the history of maybe the different helices or Helix 4 in particular. But yeah, just kind of looking at the history of that, because it also mentioned that it took over another helix or something that was related, and that whole history was kind of strange. Just seeing if there's really anything about in general what these things are, why they're here.
Roll me a investigation, perception, intellect check would fall under this.
For it. So that's 4.
Yeah, a 4. You find a few books, mostly on what seems to be a scientist called Ian Zen, and they seem to be the scientists behind the Helix. Helix stands for Heritage Educational Link. For purposes, it's for Ian Zen. It seems to be a very tongue-in-cheek naming of the system. And as you kind of look through this, you realize that the Helix 4 system kind of is a learning system. It preserves heritage. It preserves a type of interest that has hold of the city. And you also, as you kind of read further on, realize that the previous helixes were always devoured by their predecessors in some form as a way of preserving memory in a cannibalistic AI way to improve on what is needed to be improved upon. And thus Helix 4, being that of its maker and that of its predecessors and that of its make and model, did exactly that. because being superior of all the helixes is an honor, as you kind of see that this AI was probably programmed with a hint of arrogance into it. Sophisticated in its own way. You realize that Ian Zen was a very brilliant but very disliked person.
The helix that we met in the tunnels, which helix was that?
That was 4.
Helix 4, okay.
Mm-hmm. As you kind of dig into this a bit more, Viridia, what are you doing, Hyacinth?
When she starts heading towards that section, I'll kind of, fine, I guess I'll go to the archives. God, we come in here for a map, and I'm the only one who actually remembers that.
You approach the archives, and as you approach it, Ashla, what are you doing real quick?
Having successfully, at least in my perception, barred the door, I will take Crocodile and probably stick to just whomever is closest.
Right, that'd probably be Hyacinth, as they watched Clever Jack and Viridia split off to do their thing.
Sorry, just, yeah. They'll just fall into step next to Hyacinth. Just be like, lead the way.
Right. You approach the archives, Hyacinth, and quick glance as you approach them, you notice a number of small crystals kind of lining up against the archive doors. And you don't think much of it until one gets up and moves 5 feet to its right and settles back down.
And just, the instant they move, I'll just kind of stop, kind of back up a touch, just like, okay. Good thing you came along. Might need some more things broken. Would I recognize these kind of crystal things at all?
Make me an intelligence, a lore check, or a nature check of some sort.
I literally have a thing in remembering things I previously heard about, so difficulty.
This will be a difficulty 2.
And rolled an 11.
Right. As your
Witchcraft.
your eyes clock onto them, and you, Hyacinth, have a oh no moment as you see other crystals start to shift and move. And you realize you are surrounded by the library's defense system. Crystalvores. They are small transdimensional bugs that can move in short distances but are super protective of their territory. And they're fairly good at protecting their territory, as you see one gets up and starts to unfurl its claws, and you see a viscous glob of acid being spilled at you. And as it starts to spill its acid at you, a combat is triggered. I need you all to roll initiative.
Oh, snap.
Remind
There's
me
beef.
Remind me again, it's been so long since we talked about combat in this game. How do we roll initiative on our sheets?
Mm-hmm. So to roll initiative, you want to go into your character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go into your character sheet, there is, if you should be, an initiative roller on your sheet.
I don't see one.
It's initiative right under skills, below your stat pools.
Oh, there it is.
yeah,
Okay. Got it.
And I just
Uh,
rolled mine, but now it's saying it couldn't go to the turn tracker.
Yes, you have to click
I
on a token
didn't
for.
click on my token. Oh, I should have known that. That's roll 2101. Why did I do that?
Yeah, but that's all right because this is more of a theater of our mind, as this combat wasn't
Do I have a
planned.
token in here?
You should.
Do we need to add a difficulty to it, or do we just leave it at 0?
Its initiative is always a flat roll. It will never be above or below what you can roll.
Ooh, I rolled a 19.
Nice. Okay.
I do not see one for myself.
You don't need a token for this. It's more of theater of the mind, and it's okay.
Okay,
You
no, I
should-
meant for clicking on a token for the turn order.
Oh, you have to drag and drop it in.
Oh,
And these guys will go in the middle with a 4. So the order is Clever Jack
Okay.
at the top of the order. Then Viridia. And then
where do I find the token to drag and drop in?
It should be part of your character sheet.
Oh, found it.
If you don't have one uploaded, it'll just be a little box with a purple person in it, or a blue person.
Nope, all good. I found it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Viridia, Hyson. These creatures. And then Ashalot. Okay. So, top of the order, Clever Jack, you are picking a lock, and as you are kind of picking this lock, you hear a small alarm go off next to this desk you are at. It's a small beep, and it continues on. You see a flash of red beneath the desk as the alarm system is triggered.
Oh, nerds. Okay, I did a bad thing. There was an alarm and a lock. Also, I don't know how to pick locks. Hello? Anyone? Hello?
You are quite alone.
Do I see any of those crystal creatures near me?
Not near you.
Okay. I am going to Dukes of Hazzard style hop over the desk and start heading towards where the others went.
Yeah.
Y'all, I triggered something.
You approach your friends. Up next, Viridia. You hear the small beeping alarm as you're reading through the history of the helixes, and you don't see your friends nearby.
Yeah, she hears it, sits up really, kind of stiffly, looks around. Ah, damn it. Thought we'd have more time. And I guess is going to look for really any type of panel or box or some way to switch off the alarm.
Might be a quick investigation check or perception. You can reduce the difficulty by 1 as you can perceive danger.
And I think, let me find the artifact I just screenshotted too, because I think it might actually help. Yeah, this cool little artifact that I got, which is the extra eye, serves as an asset for all perception checks. So while it's active, I can't be surprised or ambushed. So I can probably kind of let that float in the air and look around and be unsettling and menacing. She does this. What was the difficulty again? Sorry.
This will be a difficulty of 3.
Okay, and then is that minus the 1 already or no?
No.
Okay, so 2. 19.
All right. You find a panel, but it is locked.
Oh boy. What we would have done for some lock-picking expertise here. There has to be a key or something somewhere. I'm not sure how many things I can like actually do on my turn, but like next time I would be looking for a key.
Yeah, that will be your major action to perceive that. Next is Hyacinth.
Yeah, so just gonna try and dodge out of the way as this thing comes at me, and probably draw my... Actually, I can draw that lightning gun I picked up.
Mm-hmm.
Everything happens for a reason. Yeah, so I'm gonna get out of the way of that and then shoot it with my lightning gun.
All right. The armor you want to beat is 4.
Remind me how I am rolling this.
You will want to go into your weapons and roll your weapon damage.
Because it's an artifact, this one doesn't have a roll, it's just flat 2 damage, it says.
Right? 2 damage will not penetrate the armor of this creature. Kind of bounce off and ricochets off of this strange crystalline creature as it scuttles towards you.
Great. And because I know my luck depletion roll for using it there, we're good.
Good. Very nice. As this creature kind of comes towards you, another one pops up and will do 3 points of damage to you, Ashla. It ignores your armor because it is acid. But the second one will try to damage you for 2 points. Do 2 points succeed your armor?
Nope.
All right. It kind of claws at you and leaves a kind of scraped mark against you, but does no damage. But it is your turn, Ashalot, as this creature is up against you and its friend is rushing towards you.
I would like to ask it a question.
All right.
Do I have to set a difficulty on it, or?
Nope, you just hit, and you have to beat a 4 because that's its armor class. Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
You do 6
for those
damage.
at home, the roll was, a roll of 8 and 6 damage.
All right. This creature is down and is cleaved in 2, and the crystals kind of shatter and break. You still have another creature up, but it's not your turn. Clever Jack, it is your turn.
Okay, and I am now in the same area as where this fight's happening?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to make a attack. Let's go with let's make a thrusting attack. Get them stabbies out.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difficulty?
There isn't a difficulty, you just want to be in an armor class. And the armor class is 4.
Not sure where it says on. Would that be the base roll?
It would be a beats difficulty of 2, target number is 6, beats by 1, and you do 2 damage. So yes,
Okay.
you beat it.
Ha! Take that, crystal.
It's
I
still
don't know
up.
what you are.
This creature kind of hisses and screeches in an unnatural way, and it will kind of curl back into itself, scuttling away. Viridia.
Yeah, that's
All
right.
right.
You scared Clever Jack.
Yeah.
There's one here.
Viridia is going to probably get to whatever like front desk looking things you can in the library and like try to find a key to, the what's blocking the alarm from getting set off. So yeah, just like looking for secret drawers, if it's like, I don't know, hidden anywhere, that kind of thing. So let's give this a shot. 20. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
20.
Noise.
You find a drawer that you suspect would be the right one, but again, it's locked.
Man, she's ready to just like take this knife that she has and try to pry it open. That's probably going to be next turn, but that's probably what she's going to do.
It's almost as if they lock up their things in a library.
How many keys do they have? Like, it's probably like, I'm imagining this key ring. It is giant.
Oh yeah, it's huge. It's the janitor style key.
Yeah, exactly.
Hyacinth, it's your turn.
So if there's still one of them with me, yeah? Yep. Cool, in that case, after the gun did nothing whatsoever, gonna take out my sword and get to stabbing.
All right.
And that is a 14.
14 will just hit. Well, actually, it hits by a lot, but tell me how you hit it.
So just kind of still a little bit using the momentum from dodging the first one, but just so just they're not the most stylish fighter. Like it's a nice rapier, but they're not great with it. So it looks a lot cooler in their head. What happens in real life is mostly a kind of spin and stumble towards it and kind of fall and stab.
Right.
But hey, whatever works.
You do damage. It's still up, but you've damaged it enough to where it kind of retreats back into its shell. But as you're kind of standing over Hyacinth, you and Ashalot and Clever Jack notice it starts to glow a bright red color and starts to shake.
Stepping back. Like, a way back.
All right. Because this action occurs before you, Ashalot, you will not get a chance to act. This creature will explode as it is part of its method of if I can't survive, nobody else will survive attitude.
Which I respect.
And I will need Clever Jack, Ashalot, and Hyacinth to make me a speed roll. The difficulty will be 5, as you are very close to it.
I'm going to lower it to 4 because I am trained in speed defense actions when not wearing armor.
Okay.
I failed.
Okay.
I still failed.
I also failed. Wow.
All right. Each of you will take 2 points of damage and an additional 3 points of acid damage.
Does armor modify that at all?
The armor will reduce the 2, but will not reduce the 3.
I only have 1 anyway. It's all good.
Okay, so I'll just take the 3 acid then.
Okay. As this explosion rocks the library and kind of scorches the archive doors, you, Viridia, as combat kind of stumbles to an end with this explosiveness, see the doors burst open. And you see a very angry librarian standing there as she clocks you, Viridia.
Oh no!
Her eyes turn red, and you realize she's a cybernetic person. As this is a GM intrusion redeemed by trap.
Oh no, they're all being used against us.
Compounded intrusions.
Uh-oh.
She steps forward as her form shifts and becomes this metallic body as silver kind of gleams over her very nice and well manicured blouse. And she comes to the desk and stands before it and looks you over very hard, Viridia. And she says, "You either get out or I call the sisters."
You know, that's actually mighty generous of you. I apologize.
Your friends as well. All of you are banned from my library.
I have my fee money.
Out.
Okay. So you don't want the fee money?
I want to arrest you.
Okay. I'm just gonna, if you could just hold out your hand, I'm just gonna, there's.
He gives you a look.
Okay, you know what? I'll just set it on your desk. Okay, bye.
Yep. Let's getting on out of here.
I'll grab my son and depart.
Well, that went well.
I mean, all things considered, we didn't have to get the offer just to leave, so.
Yeah. So, yep. Maybe we should just go bug Tamsin.
I mean, they've got their problems, but last time we saw them, I didn't end up with acid on my jacket. Do you know how much this was custom?
If it makes you feel any better, I'm now broke again.
Not really.
Okay.
As you leave the library district, eyes follow you. Several of the neighbors are now watching this parade, and a very angry librarian glowering at you as you retreat back into the city.
And yeah, the Hyacinth will just honestly saying that will just kind of just start shouting back to people, just like, okay, hope you're all enjoying the show this morning. We'll be around.
We do birthday parties and I don't know, wedding entertainment too. Do you think
She does.
Do you think that they'll buy that?
I think the period of them buying anything from us is past, so let's just go with that.
Joke's
That's
on
fair.
them, we're not selling.
I mean, I would have.
We know.
I guess we'll head for the Sisters of the Watch.
Okay. You go towards the Tower of Thought, a maze-like building housing the sisters, and she speaks. And as you do so, there is a small contingency waiting outside of it, Tamsin among them. And they kind of seem to be waiting.
What you doing?
You just see Tamsin kind of sigh gently before they kind of nod towards the door and turn around and head inside, expecting you to follow.
Yes, Jack. Hi, Jack. It's great to see you too, Jack. How are you feeling, Jack? I see that you got exploded a little bit. Are you okay? You know what? This is a great conversation. Okay, let's go. Jack will go inside.
You head inside. Tamsin will take you to not their office, but a smaller side office, an interrogation room of sorts, before they sit down and kind of pinch the bridge of their nose. Why did the librarian contact me?
Because I tried to pay my overdue book fee?
They pull out a file and lay it down. Try again.
I mean, to be fair, like, if it wasn't for me, you would have been getting calls about explosions a lot earlier. I'm amazed I've managed to keep it this long.
Who was exploding things? Oh, you mean me?
Luckily, luckily no one.
I mean, the
Look.
robot exploded.
I am very responsible with my explosives.
That's a word.
Look, they haven't actually let me use them yet, so none of them know
It's
how
7
good
in the morning. Why do I have you in my office once again?
Because we came here.
Would you like some biscotti?
I'm allergic to biscotti.
Who's allergic to Are you allergic to all bread?
Yes.
Are you just saying
I'm
that
sorry
because
for
you're
your
annoyed?
loss.
They flip open the folder. Damages are now calculated to be 250 shins, with increasing costs to a recovery system in the alarms that the librarian has put forward, an attempt to break into her personal items at her desk, and the doors need replacing.
I call that stress testing security. It's a service I offer freely to the community. You're welcome. You have been made aware of.
Why didn't you just wait until 7:30 when the library's open?
Because crime wouldn't wait until 7:30.
Do I need to get you a lawyer, all of you?
Can you get us a free one?
No.
Oh. A cheap
This
one?
is our lawyer, and I'll point to Crocodile. He is well versed in the laws of gravity.
Maybe I should just stick you in jail for a few days and that'll be that.
Well, as fun as that sounds, it might not be the best way to go, just because the amount of information that we're finding post She Who Speaks Talk might be a little bit more time sensitive as more eyes are getting on it.
Mm-hmm. We are hot on the trail of a criminal.
All of the criminals, quite literally, they kind of point to the folder in front of them.
Takes one to know one?
Right. They stand up and reach up to a corner and pull something out of the wall and throw it to the ground. Get out of the city for a day and do what you need to do. Otherwise, I'm going to arrest your asses for trespassing.
Do you have a map of the old city by chance?
They think for a moment. Not me, but you can buy one in the Blue Herring stall down the street. Tell them Tammy sent them.
I'm just it because I'm a little light on funds. You wouldn't be willing to spot me a few, would you?
It's for free.
Oh, in that case, fantastic.
They owe me a favor. No, get out.
Just one more thing, just because that's, well, if you couldn't tell already, that's where we're headed. And we were directed that way by Nate, and something's different about him ever since he got involved in all this. Not sure why he's pointing us in that direction, why he was so adamant about it, other than he didn't sleep, apparently, but he was really adamant about it. Something's off. So just in case, that's where we're going.
Right. Be careful.
See, I knew you did care about us.
You are literally part of my city. I care for all the citizens within it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely true.
Love you too.
So they kind of shoo you out, closing their folder.
As Jack gets shoved out of the room. You know, if I could rearrange the alphabet, I'd put you and I together. Just saying.
That's illogical.
That. No, it's funny, because it's a play on word.
Does that one ever work?
You know, it works a lot more than you think it would. So does the one where you say, do you have a mirror in your back pocket because I can see myself in your pants? That one works in a staggeringly good number of times, and it almost scares me. I banned that one.
Yeah. No, I'm with you there.
Yeah.
And that one myself.
Mm-hmm. But yes, the alphabet one does work. I highly recommend it.
Noted.
Later, Tamsin. Love you. Kisses. Bye.
The door's already closed.
Oh, shoot. When'd they leave? Oh, well.
So you can go to the Blue Herring to get what you need.
Awesome. We will head that way.
Right.
That's the blue herring and not the red one.
Not the red one, it's the blue one. As you pick up the map, you see what looks to be an elderly woman, and as you mentioned the name Tammy, they kind of squint at you and they roll their eyes and produce a well-worn map. And as they give it to you, they say, "Good luck. And we'll disappear into our break real quick."
I thought you were going to say that we were going to disappear in game, and that was a little bit scary. All right, everybody, we will be back in 5 to 10. So don't go nowhere unless it's to grab a drink, grab a friend, or go to TheHypeGoblin.com and pick up some show merch for this wonderful show to help us support putting on future shows. You can get yourself a coffee mug, you can get yourself some stickers, you can get yourself a t-shirt, you can get yourself a hoodie, you can even get yourself a show poster. The first one that I've ever had produced. Thank you so much to AlessaVampp for producing all this beautiful stuff for us. We'll see you in a bit. Bye. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I hope everyone's having a wonderful and happy time zone wherever you are in the world. I just had some leftover pizza and I got myself a little beer. So we are going to go back and jump into this in just a minute. I just want to let everyone know, if you joined us partway through the show, this is a viewer-affected game. You can do so with your bits, your subs, or with just your channel points if you don't want to affect the game financially. You can find all of that information in the About Me section under the banners that says Stars in the Stone, which is our show title tonight, as well as if you just want to ask us in chat how you can affect the game. I'll copy and paste it directly into chat for you. I don't care. Jen, throw us back into this game.
All right. With the map in hand, you can head back into the tunnels. The byway tunnels is a larger connecting system that kind of spreads and sprawls outwards, and it is connected to a city that is much older than the Aberfell itself. It's more of the scientific wing, or once was the scientific wing of the Aberfell. Kind of the equivalent to, I suppose, US equivalent, I suppose, would be Silicon Valley to the rest of California, sort of thing. Where science happens, but who knows what actually happens there, sort of thing. And breaching into these tunnels, you do have a map. It's not as interactive as your memory map of memories, but it'll do the job.
Who's good with directions? Because I confuse my left and my right all the time.
I mean, I could give it a shot.
Sounds good. Want nothing to do with it. And Jack just backs away from the map.
The map is fairly straightforward, and you start to realize it's taking you along the same path that you had tread before when you came down here. In fact, you find yourself standing in front of a familiar locker and rubble-filled room and a partially open door, and peering inside, you do see Helix 4 just humming away softly to himself.
Yeah, I guess we're walking on in.
If you walk in, you hear the humming kind of stop abruptly, and there's a kind of rotating glow around this massive AI, this round form held aloft by two pillars before it seems to focus in on all of you. And it says, "Oh, there you are. You didn't say goodbye."
Technically, we didn't know we were leaving.
You're just like the doctor. She would always leave rather suddenly, never said goodbye to me.
You want some
She happened to
biscotti?
go. Biscotti?
I'm an AI, I don't eat.
Fair enough. But did the good doctor leave the same way that we did? Very suddenly and very often, and in that direction?
I almost see it kind of wobble, and as if it's trying to parse out accurate information before it says yes.
Did it never occur to you that the problem might be over in that direction?
Well, I can't very well move as a flare of red light surround it. Now can I? I'm a floating ball of AI mess. As it kind of gets angry and huffs at you.
Yeah, but maybe you could not blame people for suddenly disappearing when it wasn't their idea.
I can blame anyone I want. I'm an AI. I'm stuck in a locational spot. I can't see over there. Anyways, if you're going through the door again, at least say goodbye. Pouts in what you assumed is a very dramatic voice. You're a great conversationalist. I love staring at you.
To be fair, we woke up at like 5 a.m. And these last couple of days have been nothing but a series of one thing after another. And frankly,
Yeah, it's been quite a lot to take in. We're not quite as used to just taking in a ton of information very quickly like you are.
That's fair. I am brilliant after all. And it kind of flashes a brilliant blue light.
It's a good color on you.
Thank you. I'm rather fond of it myself. Now, why did you come visit me again? You can almost hear it rumbling with the delightful thought that it's being visited.
Well, we were wondering if you would like to be able to sit down and have a conversation about one Rage, the AI.
First of all, I can't sit. I'm a ball of metal floating in air. And what do you want to know about Rage? Curious little AI.
So we've heard.
Do you know where they are?
Of course I do. I know everything. My purpose is to know.
Where are they?
Wouldn't you like to know? As a mischievous kind of orange light sparkles around them.
Yes, that's why I asked. I would, in fact, like to know.
Do you have the security clearance?
What level of clearance is it?
They think for a moment. High to extremely high.
what a coincidence. That's exactly the security clearance we've got.
Yep.
Oh. A platform raises up and you see a display panel in front of you. Go on. Clear.
Clear as mud?
There's a chuckle from the AI. Please, unless you actually worked for the Botanical City, you don't have the clearance.
The Biwetical Whatty?
Botanical City. The world that occupied yours before yours existed.
So wouldn't that clearance default to the new city that's here?
No,
Why not?
because Emily didn't want it that way.
Well,
I mean, I
how
think-
how was she supposed to know that she was going to get murdered? I mean, we need that information to find her murderer.
There's a chuckle. I think she wants you to discover it.
Oh, why is it with these sorts of things, it's always a live, laugh, love sort of situation? Why do they want us to discover things?
Because you have to choose. As Helix goes dim.
Getting that a lot lately.
Oh, what do we have to choose? Jack looks at the others.
No clue.
Awesome.
The one thing I want to know is who names an AI Rage and then is surprised when it turns to crime?
Maybe they thought it was going to be like, I don't know.
Like an inverse situation. Name
Yeah.
it Rage, then it'll be chill.
Yeah.
It'd be so weird.
Oh no. Velvet froze.
Not me this time.
Not like this.
Not like this. There you are. You froze there, Velvet.
I was worried for a sec.
Yeah. What were you saying?
I think the thing I said was maybe, it was supposed to be an inverse, name it rage and it'll be chill, or it's some kind of weird acronym.
But seeing as this one's just seems to have decided not to answer any more questions. Ready, what does the map say we're going next?
Oh, go on and take a look at the map.
You look at the map, Viridia. Something echoes in your mind. The familiar sound of a music box echoes and tumbles over your mind, and you look to your left and you see a fold gate. Something warm is pulsating in your pocket. The star. Sorrow sings to you.
Did y'all hear that?
Hear what?
And she'll point towards where she sees the fold gate. Does anybody else see it?
I'll see it.
It's we have another musical friend, I think.
What? Who? What?
Can
Where?
I
When?
pull out whatever's
Where'd that come from?
in my pocket?
You pull it out, and the star you know as sorrow is warm and pulses faintly in your hand. And as you turn towards the fold gate, it floats, hovering in your palm. And you instinctually, all of you instinctually know, now that sorrow is active, so is its gate.
When did you lift the stone off of Nate? I thought we gave it back.
I didn't. I heard music again.
You're
the
like-
music box.
You're like the best thief ever. You have to teach me how you did that.
I mean, wait, so we know this is distinct from the other stone we found, right? Or is this the same?
It's the same stone.
Oh. I don't know how it got here, but it wants us to go through there again. What do you think?
I mean, I too have often had a night out drinking and then ended up with things I didn't remember owning, but I tend not to let them give me advice.
That's fair. What if you wake up with a fortune cookie in your pocket?
Okay, that happened one time.
Did you follow the advice?
Of course I do. It's like that's a thing that's meant to give you advice.
That's fair.
Your birds, Jack.
Is there a sparrow in here? Where are you, surveillance drone? I'm gonna find you. Jack is just looking around for a bird.
You talking to someone? There's nothing out there.
You don't hear the birds?
No.
Looks at the
Your
stone.
thunder, Hyacinth. Your music. And the memories of the marches encroach upon you, Ashala. Sorrow sings to each of you. And the gate is before you. And the fields are quiet.
Hey, Helix, you still there, bud?
Helix glows softly, a white light around them.
Okay, so you are super duper powerful. Are you able to send messages to people?
Depends on the message. And if you visit me again, I get lonely down here.
I mean, yeah, sure, we can come visit. I mean, now we know the quickest way to get here. And could you send a message to Tamsin? That her best friend Jack, their best friend Jack, sorry, is about to go through a gate. And I don't know where it goes.
Set.
Thanks. Do we need to send
They
any
say
others?
don't do anything stupid, but not to expect too much from you. I added that part. They said they expect a lot from you, but
Well, they can expect whatever they want. Just don't expect me to be late for dinner. All right, I'm ready to go, y'all. Someone knows where we're going. Anyone else want to send a message before we walk through a gate to our inevitable doom?
Please, I've been walking towards my inevitable doom for the last 6 years.
That's a long walk.
Yeah, it just keeps getting inevitable.
Bridia, Ashlot, y'all good?
I'm good to go.
I think I'm good. I like to be a little bit more optimistic that we'll be fine. May as well, right?
Right. If we make it back, I'm asking Tamsin out for drinks. Jack's gonna walk towards the gate.
I feel like that was coming anyway. They'll head over as well.
I mean, that's a little presumptuous of you.
joining them, Meridia, Ashla.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
When Jen goes quiet, something good is coming.
Sorrow hums in your hand before you see the splintering of... No, it's not a splintering. It's the joining of two realities. Two spaces connecting briefly, touching against space and time. It's warm and comforting, and as if being embraced, you find yourself standing outside the vaulted shard, miles and miles from the Averfell. Months even. It's cold and dark here. The shades of endless night surround this space, and before you is the stark red door against a jagged, bleak sky. It beckons you forward as if to offer shelter. And the rain starts to fall. Bitter rain, misting and unpleasant. but the ground does not become damp. It swallows the rain as if trying to greedily drink itself into some sort of existence. The ground is broken and dry, unable to accept the gifts from the sky. And all that's before you is this bolt with the name Botanical City sprayed across its front.
So, does this mean might be able to become members now?
Did we time travel or just space distance travel? I can't tell.
I think
Same.
space traveling is just called traveling.
Although, was it ever said where exactly the city went when everything happened? Was it actually destroyed, or did it just get placed somewhere else?
I mean, in my experience, nothing ever properly gets destroyed. There's always a bit of everything left, if you're willing to dig enough for it.
That's fair. So, where do we go now?
I mean, I assume we're going in,
Yeah,
because where the hell else are we going to go around here?
that's fair. Onward and inward, I guess?
Inward and downward.
Okay.
Stepping through the red wash door, you find it open, almost as if it were expecting someone. The rain does not reach you once you find yourself sheltered beneath this cascading portal that leads inwards. Can't see much beyond the red glow, but you know there's something further in. If anything, you can smell the rust and the mold. Mildew is probably more accurate.
Hey, Ashalot, not that I'm scared or anything, because as everyone is aware, I am quite brave when we're traveling on these endeavors. But I was wondering if, maybe just for the fun of it, if you'd like to be the first one to walk through that in front of us, just for bragging rights.
Yeah, bragging rights. I'll take it. And
cool.
I will confidently stride through with my son.
Actually, just before you do, give us your axe a second.
Sure.
And just not properly taking it, because let's be real, they wouldn't be able to lift that. But they'll just put a hand to it, and after a few moments, the axe starts just kind of glowing moderately brightly, enough for you to see your way with.
No, smart.
So they tell me.
And I will be our vanguard.
Hey. Stepping through the door, there is almost a platform before there's a almost sharp decline of stairs and ramps, heading into this almost rectangular room made of rusted iron and steel. You see what looks to be LED screens flickering faintly, lights kind of dimly glowing and pulsating. Before you are two holes, massive, that seem to fall into endless void before you. And there is a faint sound of clicking, just every now and then it catches your ears, but you can't see anything. There's plenty of light, and across the way you do see a large door, but the space is relatively empty.
Peeking around Ashlot. Okay, cool. There's no monsters.
There's no monster that you can see.
Oh, why would you tell me that?
Because it was funny.
Rude. Why didn't I think of that first? Should we carry on to the door, I guess?
Okay. You cross the room, carrying on to the door, and there's a series of clicking, and it falls silent as you approach the door. You almost feel as if time around you is strange. Space is strange. Glancing up at the LED screens, you do see a face, familiar face, that of Dr. Emily Winston, with a employee reward, play of the month, before it flickers away into another. Lunch today will be a garbled stream of letters before it breaks off and flickers out, popping and fading. But the door is there.
Are we in a break room? Jack's gonna look around and try and discern what this room was.
History check.
What's that?
A history check would do.
If I was my character sheet, I would be this tab. Okay. That's intellect?
Mhm.
Roll a 6.
Doesn't look like a break room. It was probably a holding room or a room gathering or a transport room of some sort.
Not a break room. Got it.
I mean, it probably wouldn't be a break room with the massive holes in the floor.
I mean, you never know. Maybe they were just playing a very aggressive game of what's that game where like you have the ball in the maze and you're supposed to tilt it and get it to the end without getting it in any of the holes. Did you all ever play that?
I think I found one of those in the cave I was exploring one time. Like, a little bit smaller than this room. Ball had spikes on it. That thing.
Oh no, this was like a kid's game when I was little. Like it was made of wood. It was about this big, and you had to turn the knobs and get the metal ball into the from one side of the maze to the other without falling into a.
Clicking persists.
We should probably go.
Yeah.
Heads for the door.
Okay. Head for the door and you step through and find yourself.
Oh my
You're
god,
not
this
sure.
map.
It's massive, and below you, you see lights glowing beyond your view. Some machinery is still clicking and whirring, and there seems to be an assembly line of something going on, but you're not entirely sure. It's a strange space all in itself, and the rust and metal smell is there, but the mildew and mold is gone and replaced by almost a medical smell. Something sterile and clean and neat. And then the undercut of alcohol, medical alcohol, kind of reaches your nostrils and burns the inside of your nose.
Why does it smell so clean?
Well, maybe depending on what they're doing in this lab. Gotta keep everything clean. But this, yeah, it smells like recent clean, not just alcohol that's been sitting for a little while. Can I look around and see if there's like any movement, any like people that like are around?
Roll me a perception or observation. Intellect would be this roll.
Mm-hmm. Ten.
Okay. You don't see anybody moving about. Some machines do their job if unprogrammed or unshut or refuse to be shut off. Typical machinery stuff. And that's the majority of what you see. Occasionally you think you see a light in the far distance, kind of blinking quietly off in this direction. But that's about it. It's more to the southeast of this facility.
I was muted. I'm sorry. Do we see anything that looks like an information terminal or a "you are here" map?
Roll me perception, observation, intellect roll.
Uh, 14?
You don't see one. You guess whoever would work in a facility like this would already know how to navigate this place and would not require a map.
Well, it doesn't look like there's a visitor's kiosk to give us any information. A little bit rude of them, if I do say so myself.
I mean, this doesn't look like the kind of place that gets visitors.
Well, I mean, you never know. Maybe they had like an OSHA inspection from time to time. I don't know. Does anyone see anything that looks any bit familiar to them?
Can't say I have.
No.
Hate to really just go in and look around and find out, but
I prefer the term fuck around and find out. But do so with caution. And Jack is going to enter into the room and start just walking around.
Yeah. You find yourself on a catwalk overseeing what looks to be an assembly line for possible cybernetic bodies, AIs that would take the place of service robots, things that would help either those who were disabled or elderly, more of a health service kind of AI. It seems this particular assembly line was for that at one point. And as you push down the walkway, there is a splitting of sidewalks and stairs, and this far stair down here, down towards the south, seems to go down and looks to be up against a door. First door you've actually properly seen in this facility.
You all see the door down there? Maybe there's something worth checking out in there.
Are you sure it's not a wall?
At this point, no.
I vote
No?
that I do not go first through that door.
Does anyone want to go through the door? Or wall? Or door?
I'll go through it.
You go to attempt to open this door, it is locked.
I don't believe in locks.
It's like, this is the theme, they're locked. We don't believe in
Yeah.
locks, and we hear it.
I can't pick them, but I can break them. I will try to just bust the door down.
You don't
Whatever
have a
religious
lockpick, but you
affiliation,
are the lockpick.
whatever religious affiliation this group has, locks are against our religion, and we take great offense to them.
Not allowed.
Make me a strength roll. This difficulty is 9.
Oh, snap. Almost.
You go to try and do what you do best, Ashalot, only to be met with a security notice and a force field that kind of ricochets and bounces your hand backwards. You'll take 1 point of damage from this.
Will my armor soak that, or just goes right through?
It just goes through.
Okay.
And you hear, security protocol prohibits force against this door. A key is required.
Huh.
A key. What does the lock mechanism look like? Does it look like a physical, like, put in the key and turn? Does it look like a swipe card?
You look and there is no key mechanism.
Computer key information clearance? Question mark? I don't know, maybe it talks back to us.
There's a pause and you almost see what looks to be a processing wheel before it says, security clearance is found in Dr. Winston's office. Please provide the credentials provided in Dr. Winston's office.
First off, computer, what is your name?
There's a pause. I am a security protocol.
Right. Security protocol. Display map of facility?
Facility displayed. And you see a display of the floor you're on.
Okay. Display route to Dr. Winston's office.
Route displayed. 1 moment, please. as it has that processing wheel once more. And from where you are here, let me get a different color because that's horrible. You see a path is drawn out for you.
I did a smart thing.
You can't really argue with that.
I mean, I could. Not going to, but I could.
Thank you.
You're welcome, question mark.
I don't understand why that was a question. But I'm going to go
Security
follow the route.
protocol recognizes Star Sorrow. Welcome, Star Sorrow.
That's concerning.
Are there any other stars in the facility other than Sorrow?
Our Hope is located beyond this door. You need credentials to pass through this door. Please locate credentials in Dr. Winston's office.
All right. How much do you want to bet that we have to break through another door to get into Dr. Winston's office?
I think I'd be losing money if I took that bet, so I won't.
Okay. Dang it. Broke still.
I mean, it's almost like people want to keep their stuff.
I know. What is up with that? It's so rude.
Just
It's very
straight.
inconsiderate, right? Starts
Security
walking.
protocol wants to warn the occupants of this lab that the Oblivion Observatory will come into alignment in 4 days. Please provide security protocols.
We're gonna. Oh, okay. Hold your horses. We're gonna go get those. Come on, y'all. Let's go. Let's go get them.
Yeah.
That was a little concerning.
A little.
Okay, a lot, but I'm trying to downplay it. You know, just trying to look as cool as Ashlot.
It'll never happen.
No, they're not scared of anything. Continues walking.
It's a gift and a curse.
You follow the route provided to you by the security protocol, and you find yourself in front of what looks to be a double door with the name placard, Dr. Emily Winston's office, security lab protocols, security 1. Door remains locked, and you see a dull blinking red light on it.
What does this lock look like?
A card swipe.
Do we haven't picked up any cards anywhere, have we?
Haven't seen any. Think there's any way just to disable it? I mean, I'm not the super techie kind, so.
I mean, I can try. Not either. All else fails. Jack's gonna jiggle the door handle. How sturdy does the door feel?
Loose, it's well worn from age, it's rusted. It's kind of one, those ones that cats like to paw down on. It's one of those.
Oh, it's one of those
door.
lever handles? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, if I can't get us in, Ashlot, you want to just ram it?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Jack's gonna try and disable the lock.
All right.
Oh gosh, I moved my tabs. Where'd it go? Why does it say that I'm dead?
Dead.
My roll was a 14 though. I just realized that all of my rolls say that I'm dead.
Did you drop below your health requirement? You didn't take damage, did you? Why are you dead?
I took 3 damage.
You should only be at a hail or a half. You shouldn't be dead.
Yeah, dead is not checked on my sheet. What the heck? Roll 20.
Amazing. It's fine.
Amazing.
Can't kill what never dies. Anyways.
I am immortal!
So you kind of wiggle this lock and you see what looks to be almost kind of a corrosion rust along it, and you use that weak point to pop it open, and the door kind of swings inwards, much like medical doors.
Ha! Did you see that? I use my thinking muscle, my thought thinker thing.
Your noodle.
My noodle. I like that. Calling it my noodle from now on. Does it look like anything is going to attack us for opening this door?
Surprisingly, the security protocols don't seem alarmed.
Okay, cool. Then I'll just walk in.
So you walk in, and you find yourself in a rather spacious lab, and a desk kind of in the forefront of this kind of squarish rooms, clean tiles, organized, neat. It looks like there's various places to rest and work. Looks like 2 vats of water off to the left and right of this forward desk, and it seems to be facing a large display screen. And as you kind of look around, you see other desks, what looks to be other cabinets and files and neatly organized paperwork, other offices within this space. It seems like this was a main focused area of work and relaxation, long hours of just whatever scientists do. But the lab is clean, neat, and sterile.
Well, this is nice.
They did a really good job decorating.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, for all of this is, what, thousands of years old.
Or it's not, and we're just very, very young? What if we did time travel and we don't exist yet? Is that why Roll20 keeps telling me I'm dead?
I thought we didn't exist. I thought it was all a simulation by the reptiles.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Probably is. Those lizard people are tricky. You know, most of them actually govern our world in disguise. Jack will launch into a lizard person rant. Conspiracy theory.
And Hyacinth will just slowly back away.
I have no idea why it's saying you're dead. At least none of your pools are depleted far enough for you to be dead, so I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, we'll figure out later. But as you step in, you would notice that there's some dust collected on these desks around you, and there is what looks to be some photos on this desk, a display screen that kind of blinks in and out of existence, probably from age or wear and tear. The sofa is eaten well beyond reason, probably by moths that have collected at some point. But even glancing around, there is active display screens kind of going through numbers and calculations that would require advanced knowledge of mathematics. And you see something briefly on the screen. And I would need a perception check for any of those who would want to know about this.
And you know,
I'm nosy, and it's no longer saying I'm dead. So that'll be a 16 from Jack.
Okay.
6.
Alright.
A 2, but with it modified down 2 difficulty levels because I'm good at this.
Mm-hmm. You'll look through this briefly. Well, if Ashlot's not looking, then Ashlot won't see this. But the rest of you will see what looks to be a world and something disconnected or floating away from it, tethered by something. There seems to be 2 points holding this world and whatever this mass is together briefly before it flickers away and goes back into the series of mathematical numbers.
Did anyone else see that?
Yeah.
Also, who's good at math? I am too gay to do math, so why are there so many letters in it? When did math have letters? I am so confused. I'm pretty sure that is just an emoji.
I would say all of you, with the exception of Cleverjack, would connect these back to Dr. Winston's dimensional theory. You see a lot of it in the graphs that keep popping up.
It looks a lot like the couple of things that we saw in the files that we copied before. Can't make a ton of sense out of it, but at least it's relatively familiar.
I'm glad it's familiar to you because it is not to me.
It's dimensional stuff, and I mean, considering like we were talking, or there's something about the Oblivion Observatory that we've heard before. It's a place between places, and that fitting into this dimensional theory. It's definitely related. I'm not sure how to make much more sense of it, but we're hearing a couple of the same things again.
Right. Well, that's really hurting my brain, so I'm gonna just rifle the desk while y'all ponder that. And Jack is just gonna start opening desk drawers and opening anything she can get her hands on.
As you do so, make me a perception check.
Oh boy. That's a 4.
You see a dust-covered photo sitting on the desk, kind of next to the flickering of the screen. There's 2 people in it.
I'll examine that.
Wiping away the dust, you see a rather shorter than you thought she'd be, a Dr. Emily Winston, and a rather tall figure, clothed in what looks to be gold, kind of almost accentuating over his shoulders, over his cheeks, and these brilliant blue eyes, almost observing you through this photo. Dark skin and kind of a stern poise next to Emily, where she's more relaxed and smiling. This figure doesn't seem to quite understand how to emote feelings, but nonetheless seems satisfied to stand for this photo. They seem close.
Dr. Emily's kind of cute. And Jack will turn the photo to the others so they can see as well. Who do you think that is standing next to her?
You would recognize this figure. You've seen a picture of him in the same files you pulled from the library.
Oh, we did? Okay.
This is rage. At least a modified figure or form. Less opulent than the one in the library. This seems more simplistic.
You think they used to be friends?
The way she recorded and wrote about him, I think they might have been.
That doesn't sit well. Jack's gonna take the photo and stick it in her bag.
Okay.
Well, any idea how we get security protocols?
Did find a loose drawer, Jack. You were able to pull it one loose before you spotted the photo.
Oh. Yank that sucker open.
You yank it open, and inside there's a myriad of objects. One looks like lipstick. One looks like folders and files of something. Discarded candy wrappers, and what looks to be a broken pencil. And what looks to be a squishy little plushie of a bunny, old and faded. And underneath the folder was a kind of weird data card. Unlike any of you've ever seen. It kind of looks like a square bending itself into a circle.
What do y'all think this is? Jack will hold that up.
That might be our security clearance.
Something.
I thought we were gonna have to, like, you know, pull a wild heist, you know, hack some files, do like all the ones and zeros things, but this is definitely convenient. Also, I'm taking this other stuff too. And Jack's going to take all of the files, the plushie, and the tube of lipstick that was in there and leave the candy wrappers.
All
A lot
right.
of other stuff.
A mouse pops its head out. You seem to have disturbed its nest.
Oh.
Another one.
I've got enough mouths at home to feed. Am I able to pop open any other drawers doing the, like, once this drawer is out, I can reach under and get, like, to the underside of other drawers to get them out?
Yeah, there's a few more drawers you could pop open. None of it seems to be locked, as this was probably once a very secure room, and Emily didn't feel like she needed to, you guess, because why would anybody breach her security?
Jack will just start opening drawers and going through them with everyone.
All right. Let's see. As you go through them, I'm going to give you each a cipher card as you discover these things.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
that's big.
You all players. There you go. Make sure you mark these down, as I will be taking them back at the end of the session.
Okay, so there's two things listed on my card. Do I get both things?
If they're both on the card, then yes.
Yo, I got a teleporter and I got Eagle's Eye.
Nice.
No walking for us.
Yes, I gave you power cards, so this is a gift from me to you.
It pays to snoop around, is what you're telling me.
It does.
Haha.
But yes, once you've marked that and gathered things, you can do your rolls for those ciphers later.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to do in this lab?
Are there any other... Because player me feels like we won't be coming back here again. Are there any other desks or like filing cabinets that we can break into while we're here?
You've already searched this lab thoroughly, which is why you've discovered most of these ciphers. They weren't locked or hidden away. They were probably being studied at one point and had been forgotten. So, not much.
Okay. All right then. Then I'm good to go. Anyone else want to do anything?
I'm good to go.
Ashley, you
I
want to
was
just break
hoping
something?
to stay around here and critique the decor, but I guess I'll come.
Ashley, you want to just rage room any of this stuff?
No, I'll save it for something big.
Oh, okay.
You go back to security protocol door, and it greets you with the same greeting. Please provide security protocols provided in Dr. Winston's office.
Hey, computer. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Neither. Primordial ooze was the foundation of most foundational earths.
That's no fun. Swipes card.
As you press this strange key against the door, you hear a calculating hum before it says, "Welcome, Dr. Winston. Welcome, Star Rage. Please enter at your own convenience."
Wait, Star Rage?
This clearance was for both of them? Oh, that does not sit well. Jack will head in.
Ashla will follow right in.
Yep. Walking on in.
Space is dark. And there's only a terminal in front of you, glowing red with root-like cables stretching up and attaching themselves into the wall. Red in coloration. You see blue screens behind it, beyond what you can visually see on them. You see other displays, but this seems to be a testing chamber.
I think you might be muted.
I was testing y'all. To
Aha.
see if you're watching the Zoom call. That's what that was. What star did we were told was in here?
Sorrow told us.
Sorrow.
Okay. Well, Sorrow's the star that we have. We were told that a different star was in here. What's that one?
Oh, might be.
Jen, your mic didn't pick you up.
It was Hope.
Okay. I guess we, I don't know, divide and conquer and search this place with hope we find hope. That's a weird sentence to say.
I mean, I guess that's as good as anything.
Right? All right. The party searches for hope.
All right.
Tune in next time to find out if we find it. Same bad time, same bad channel. Sorry. It just felt like a Batman segue. I couldn't resist. Carry on.
Where are you searching?
So we have, are there multiple testing chambers within here, like multiple apparatuses?
This is the only room.
Okay.
You have the terminal in front of you with the red quartz. You have some terminals in the back that are blue LED screens, and that's about it. This space isn't very big.
I'll head for one of the ones in the back.
All right.
I'm going straight for the main one.
Oh, I guess I'll go to one of the nearby ones.
Brett?
Like, get my token. There you are.
Where are you going, Ashalot?
I think I'll stick with Jack.
Right? Head towards the back. Viridia, you approach one of the screens up on a kind of elevated one, and you see what looks to be a display screen saying, "How can I help you?" With a question mark.
Does it look like there's a keyboard or anything, or does this all look like voice activated?
Voice activated.
Okay. I think Birdie will just say Rage.
There's a series of numbers and letters and says, "Access restricted. Please enter credentials."
Hey Jack, did you have the security credentials?
Oh, yeah, sorry, here, up top. And Jack will toss it to you.
Let's fumble to catch it. Got it. Does it look like anything that I could enter in for this?
It doesn't look like it. Probably the same method the door had. You just kind of stick it on it.
All right, I do that. Just like I clock into work.
You stick this credential key onto the screen and you get, "Welcome, Star Rage. How can we help you?"
Does it look like there are any files that are just visible on the display screen anyway?
Doesn't seem to be. It seems to be wanting to know how it can help you.
What is today's date?
Today's date is, and you hear a crackling and a breaking of words, "The event horizon should be due in 4 days." How can we help you?
Tell me more about Helix 4.
Helix 4 was created by the brilliant scientists, Ian Zan. They are part of there's a jumble of words before you hear, part of the four sibling system created to monitor and create and monitor, and it breaks off, to observe and oversee the Everfell. They are a heritage AI, collecting heritage words needed. It holds the most current age. We are in current age 9.
What is the four sibling system?
Four sibling system is an overseeing system to monitor and to observe, to collect and preserve heritage throughout the ages.
What age are we normally in?
9.
9? Okay.
Yeah, it was current. I was like, oh, okay.
So we didn't time travel.
We did time travel.
Did not time
and
travel.
it knows that, which is cool. Where is Dr. Emily Winston?
Dr. Emily Winston is no longer in the facility. We cannot track them.
All right. I'm just looking through my notes, like there anything that I can like possibly find. What other research has Dr. Ian Zand done?
Dr. Ian Zand died before the completion of Helix 5. He was murdered.
Oh. Who was responsible for the murder?
The Sisters of the Watch. Ian Zand was responsible for a terrorist attack 3 decades ago. There's a pause. 3 ages ago. 4 ages ago. 6 ages ago. You need to choose. How can we help you?
What do I have to choose?
Question unclear. Please clarify.
Why were the fields on fire?
Question unclear. Please clarify.
I don't think I don't think Freddie has more questions.
All right. As you're pondering the limitations of your AI, Jack and Ashalot, what are you doing over at your terminal?
Probably looking at many of the same questions. Is there any documentation of what Rage and Dr. Winston were up to, since they appear to be working together?
If you ask this, you get a security protocol clearance needed.
Oh, Veridia, are you done with the card thingy?
Yeah, just go long.
Smacks the card onto it.
Kind of smack it, and there's a little exclamation mark on the screen. Please do not harm my terminal. I'm very sensitive.
Oh, sorry. I'll caress it next time?
Please do so.
Oh. I don't know if I like that.
Dr. Emily Winston and Rage, known formerly as a star, were working together to observe and proceed and to there's a stumbling of words. The 5th age was a golden age of discovery.
Right. Okay. What was the last known research that they were working on together? Specifically,
Living
what was...
Observatory. It cuts you off.
Okay. Show me all data related to the Oblivion Observatory?
There's a series of numbers and graphs and dimensional travel numbers and graphs and a flash of what looks to be a star field before it kind of breaks and corrupts and says, data not found.
Record last shown data to a data cube?
Please insert data cube.
Do I see anything that looks like a data cube nearby? Is it from
Make
one
me
to
a
six?
perception check.
Okay. Ten.
There is no data cube in the immediate vicinity around you.
If anyone finds the data cube, let me know. Last known location of Dr. Emily Winston in this facility.
Her laboratory before she left.
Display records of last research entry by Dr. Emily Winston.
There's a display before it's quickly shut off. Archives prohibited any information being displayed to unknown residents.
Dr. Emily Winston requesting. Jack just lays the card back onto the screen. Dr. Emily Winston requesting, and gives the same question.
Facial recognition not found. Two-factor authentication is required.
I'm gonna look around. Can I see what the sensor is that is trying to read my face right now?
Yeah, you look up and you see a camera scanning you over. It kind of blinks as it's trying to process you, then flickers over to Ashalot, then flickers back to you. Face, it kind of stutters. You are not recognized.
I'm going to take the framed photo out of my bag and fold it so that it only displays Emily Winston. Can I get it up close to the facial recognition camera?
Yeah, you can get out. It's not very far. It's only maybe 3 inches above your head.
Okay, I'm gonna try and pull an iPhone hack. hold a photo up of Dr. Emily Winston, close enough that it would register.
Yeah, you do so, and there's a blip on the screen before you see a silent image before you. No audio, and you see what looks to be Rage and Emily talking in their lab.
Which is that the room we're in?
No.
Okay.
That was the room you were in.
Okay.
They seem to be arguing. The body language is off and aggressive from at least Emily. Rage is trying to placate her, trying to be gentle. That's all you can get before the screen blips off.
Date of entry?
5th age, before the collapse.
Okay. Location of hope.
There's a series of whining and you almost see the smoke form before you hear, you have to choose, and the screen goes black.
Dink, dink, dink. Hello? Oh, yeah, I think I broke it. It told me that I had to choose. And then it went, Ashalot, are you having any luck over there?
This isn't really my bag.
Jack will come over with the key card.
Go over to the key card and the screen flickers to life. Welcome back, Dr. Winston and Star Rage. How can I help you? Please do not damage my console. I do not like that.
Did I damage the console?
As you're pondering this and looking it over, you, Hyacinth, are looking at this terminal with its branching roots of cables. And you do see a data cube. It's kind of stuck off to the side, kind of tucked behind the screen, but it's there.
Can I take it? Is it like locked in place at all, or?
You can pull it free. As you kind of look it over, it is secure as you kind of realize that it's going to take more than what you currently have on you to unlock it.
Jack, found you that cube you wanted.
You found the what? What? Who? When?
You wanted the data cube?
Yes, but I fried my terminal.
That tracks. Is there another one?
There's this one. Does the...
All right, catch.
Jack will put the data cube in and ask for the same records that she asked for previously. Which, thanks to my ADHD, I don't even remember what I just asked for, so...
Data cube is locked and will not be displayed.
Great. Can't open it.
Right.
If you allow Hyacinth a GM intrusion.
I regret this already, but sure.
Your thunder.
Why does that keep happening? Why is there weather following us around? There should not be weather down here.
Memory of your transformation comes into sharp view. That fateful day that turned you into what you are now is in the forefront. And the terminal in front of you flickers to life. And it says, "How can we help you?"
You could try giving us some answers because nobody around here seems to want to do that.
What answers do you seek?
What's the Oblivion Observatory?
It observes the space between the two realities that bridge both time and our world.
And I feel like I'm getting an idea of this already, but why does everyone keep telling us we have to choose?
There's a pause. Because she didn't make a choice.
She, Emily?
Quiet before you hear. Yes. The Star Touch Maiden is curious about what you will do. We all are. We can provide.
Oh, you were muted again, Sarah.
Oh yeah, no, I was talking to myself.
Oh, okay.
We can provide hope.
Are we talking metaphorical hope or star hope?
Is there a difference?
I wish I knew.
Curiosity has brought you to what you are today. What is a step further?
Yeah, when you're right, you're right.
Vivian awaits. As you see the console pop open, and seated inside is sword lilies, a beautiful upright flower, blooming neatly around this beautiful white gem. It glitters softly, and you hear, "We can't wait to see your progress. I eagerly await you in the observatory. He waits for you."
Well, tell him to get the chairs ready and we'll see him when we do, and just grab it out of the drawer.
The world erupts in flowers, and fields spread before all of you as you find yourself staring up at a bright cerulean blue sky and clouds fluttering by in a soft breeze, and you see beauty beyond recognition. Glittering lakes of light and laughter, bird song, and children playing. And there's two figures standing beside you. And one says, "You've come so far. 4 more to go, I guess." And you see somebody step forward and look back at you. "No, that's not right. 3 more to go." You see the soft smile of Emily as she reaches behind you and takes a hand, and you see Rage kind of glance at you before they head towards the lake. And such a wondrous feeling this moment would be. Before it shimmers away and you find yourself before Helix 4 once more. And he says, "Welcome back, my friend. I've missed all of you."
How long were we gone?
A day. Maybe. 2. I'm not sure. Time's kind of weird down here.
Do we still have the clearance card?
Yeah, it's still in your hand.
We have clearance now.
He chuckles and says, "Well done. You have a friend waiting for you."
Who?
And you hear the soft steps, and you hear Tamsin's voice ring out. "We should get back to the city. There's many things waiting for you there."
Am I under arrest?
They'll chuckle. "She who speaks wants to talk to you." As Tamsin turns around and leaves.
That
And
kinda
as they
sounded like a
do-
yes.
As they do, we'll end there for tonight, as we went a bit over.
Oh gosh, we did. I didn't even notice. Holy Christ. Oh gosh, Jen! This adventure is so good. Thank you so much. Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's do the reversed order of the intros. Y'all just, I need a moment.
I'm Jen, and I will take you through the world of Numenera and the sci-fi fantasy I've cooked up on a sleepless night out in the Highlands of Scotland. It's fine, don't worry about it. But you can find me here every Saturday taking my players through this wonderful world. And I like to champion my favorite charity of the month, the Little Princess Trust. They are a foundation focusing on finding cures for childhood cancers. They also provide free hair wigs for children who have lost their hair due to cancer or other illnesses that causes people to lose their hair. They're a great foundation, and I highly recommend them.
Hey everyone, I'm Emma, and I'm far too warm, but I'm here championing Belfast Trans Resource Centre. They're the only major trans-led trans support organisation in the UK, and frankly, we need people like that more and more at the minute for reasons which are too depressing for me to go into. But they do great work, and they're all good people, and they need your support, so.
All right. Hey, everybody. It's me, Sarah, or Sir Hecklot, wherever you found me. I am championing the Advancement Project, which is a charity that promotes equity and racial justice across the US. They have offices in the DC area and California, but like to help however they can, just widespread across the country, whether that is legal defense funds, research, just you name it, they probably do it. And they do some really, really good work. So check them out.
Yes. Oh, sorry, somebody was talking to me. Thank you all so much for joining us on this fucking bananas episode. Thank you so much, Jen. I've been Velvet, and my charity of choice for the stream is actually the Trevor Project, which you might have heard about it before, but it's a program that does a lot of really great work providing mental health care resources to the LGBTQI plus community, something that's always very desperately needed, but especially nowadays with a lot of the socio-political attacks going on.
Absolutely. And typically I would be talking about the Trevor Project, but since Velvet is being so wonderful and taking care of that for me, I would like to bring everyone's attention to the Rainbow Railroad. They are a global not-for-profit organization that helps LGBTQIA plus people facing persecution based on their sexual orientation, gender identity, and sex characteristics to get to someplace safer. They are a wonderful organization. I learned about them recently this Pride Month, and I strongly urge everyone to go check them out. That is going to be it for us this evening. I won't hold you any longer since we did go over a little bit. Thank you everyone so much for hanging out with us. Don't forget to drink your water, take your meds, eat something healthy. And if there's someone in the world who is important to you that you haven't reached out to lately and said, hey, how you doing? I just want you to know you're important to me. Consider doing that tonight, because, you know, it's important to tell people that we care about them from time to time, because believe it or not, some folks will forget. And anyways, be kind to one another. We love y'all. See you next week. Bye, everybody.